Praise Yah. Bless his holy name. We're back, and my name is Yamsuf Arif, and this is the Real Talk for Real People Study Show, where we study the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Yaqub, and ourselves by virtue of our ancients, and juxtapositioning that with our contemporaries. But before we get started in these studies, I'd like to give you some structure of how this would proceed. I will give praise and thanks to the Most High, as I should, and would ask for you to have that same frame of mind while I give thanks to the Most High. After that, I will make some preambles before we get into our study. Then I will introduce the Sonia, which is the administrator of the show, a daughter of Zion, my Isha. Then I will introduce my brother, dear friend, our brother, and dear friend, Brother Cottrell of New York City, a fellow elder on the council. And after that, we'll proceed in the studies, where I will take up the studies back again in the book of Job, chapter 15. Eliphaz accuses Job of folly, chapter 15 of Job. Brother Cottrell will end the studies in Zechariah, Cottrell pronounces far better than I do. Chapter 11, the desolation of Israel. And that will conclude the studies. So let's get into it, shall we? All praises and thanks to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Yaqub. We thank you, Most High, for learning together ourselves together. We're learning to take full usage of these studies. We thank you, Most High, for this platform. We thank you, Most High, for every aspect and a component of our lives, our soul, and all that is within you, in us. Thank you, Most High. All praises and glory be unto your name, Most High. Praise Yah. So let's get into it. The preamble. I was thinking, Brother Cottrell was talking last week about sheep and flocking, gathering oneself together. And I thought about the lions too. And so let me break it down for you like you're 4 years old. Why the Most High don't need lions on deck all the time. He only needs lions when he has to call upon them. That's why he says, in reference to us, sheep. And so let me give you some idea what sheep are and how they gather together, okay? And then I will make mention of lions. Most High don't need lions on deck all the time, as I made mention. And the reason why I'm doing it, because most of us hadn't been around flocks for a very long time, for centuries. So let's understand some dynamic of sheep. Sheep have a strong tendency to group or flock together. Within these flocks, sheep form stable subgroups and follow each other to maintain the flock structure. You want me to reread that? Sheep have a strong tendency, as we should, to group, gather, or flock together within these flocks. Sheep form stable subgroups and follow each other to maintain the flock structure, to keep the whole flock together. That's what sheep do, as we should always and be doing. But because of social engineering in our condition, we're taught to be all about yourselves. I'm something special. I'm going to get it. I got it. The hell with you. That's not the mindset of the sheep. That's why it's imperative that we learn the mindset of sheep, because the Most High make reference to us being sheep. So we need to understand the dynamics of a sheep and how his mind works. And yes, the Most High needs lions, but he don't need them all. Lions don't really build up anything. That's why they call prides. They have prides. That word ought to be something that we should steer away from, because lions don't flock together. They have groups, and they maintain the structure of their group. And bet no other lion better not come to flock together with those set of lions. Okay, it's going to be some trouble. And as you can see, I made reference to that's all why we are like we are, because of the enhanced social engineering in our conditioning. That we love to hate anything that remotely looks like us, that we don't have a tendency to flock together. And when we do get together, it's like a whole bunch of lions ripping and fussing and cussing, name calling with one another. So we have to get out that mindset. We have to understand what the Most High is making reference to when he says, you're sheep. Sheep build. Sheep works together. Sheep stick together. Quite different from lions. The Most High need lions. We don't need us as lions all the time. He needs us lions when there's a need for it. But when there is no need for it, we as the people should have the mindset of sheep, because they build the things. They are submitted together. You can't get between a flock of sheep. So that's what we need, that mindset. Yes, I'm not taking anything away from the lions. And as I made reference to, the Most High need lions when he need lions, but he don't need us lions all the time. He needs as sheep, humble before the shepherd and sticking together. That's what it's all about. And I hope I broke it down for you like you're 4 years old. Thank you. So now I will introduce Nasanya, the administrator of the show, my Esau. Nasanya, may the Most High bless you. Your mic is hot.
Thank you, Yamsu. Shalom, shalom. Family, all praises to the Holy One of Israel. I'm glad to be back today for learning and understanding. Yamsu, I wanted to pinpoint, I believe you are in 16.
Okay.
You would double check, just to double check. I checked my dates.
And you could be correct. You're probably correct, Nasanya.
Just double check yours just to be on the safe side.
I think you're correct. My apologies. That's why we got her. That's why we need her. Thank you, Nasanya. Very appreciative.
All praises.
All praises. Chapter 16, Job reproaches his pitiless friends. Okay. Thank you, Nasanya. Brother Cottrell, your mic is hot. May the Most High bless you.
Shalom, Ahava. Peace and love, family. Bless you, all my soul and all that's within me. Bless his holy name. Giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Holy One of Yisrael, the Elohim of our fathers, Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yisrael. Giving him thanks and praise for all things and everything. How y'all doing, family?
We're doing okay, brother. We're doing okay. Thank you for asking. How you and your family doing, brother?
Everybody's well. Praise Yah.
Praise Yah, Brother Cottrell.
Praise Yah.
Any comments on our commentary, Brother Cottrell?
Not really.
Okay, brother. Thank you, Brother Cottrell. Nasanya, Brother Cottrell, fellow students, we're about to proceed forth in our studies for the night. Chapter 16 of Job. Job reproaches his pitiless friend. They don't have any mercy, any kindness to him. So Job pushes back on him. And Job answered and said, I've heard many such things. Miserable comforters are you all. I mean, come on now. I lost my children. I done lost my substance, my livelihood, my flocks. My wife is acting salty toward me. And I have physical elements. I have boils from the top of my head to the bottom of my foot. And believe you me, they can be quite painful. I had one back in the day under my armpit. I'm going to tell you, they can be quite painful. I can only imagine what Job felt. It was so painful for me when they had me in the operating room. And they didn't give me a sedative to knock me out. They gave me a local sedative. And the doctor had lanced the boar. He was digging as if he was digging for gold. It was so painful. I grabbed the doctor's operating his hand. I grabbed his wrist. I said, hold on, bro. I said, you act like you digging for gold now. I said, it's painful. Because he said, well, and the nurse said, Mr. Killebrew, lady. I said, you look here, lady. This ain't your arm, okay? You need to back off me. And that's how painful it was. And so the doctor had to explain to me, he said, my slave named Killebrew. He said, Mr. Killebrew, he said, I know it's painful. I gave the local anesthesia, but I have to get the core out. If I don't get the core out, it's going to reinfect. And so, I relented. And so I said that to say this, I can only imagine, and there was one boil in my regard, and I can only imagine how Job felt, the anguish and the pain he felt with those numerous boils from the top of his head to the bottom of his feet, all over his body. And yes, he's in anguish enough to make that statement in regards to his friend, man, I'm going through all kind of hell. And that's how y'all gonna come at me? A lot of us need to learn how to step to people instead of being pontificating and self-righteous. Need to act like flock and learn how to love the flock, not push it away and thinking you know all the things, you got all the sense in the world. And Job had made reference to it. Y'all ain't got all the sense in the world. I respect your wisdom and understand. I got some too. But y'all don't know everything. Just like universally today, we don't know everything. Learn to act like flock. So, going right back to the studies, he says, miserable comforters are you all. Exclamation mark. Shall words of wind have end? Y'all just got a whole lot of words. But y'all ain't showing no action. Y'all ain't showing no action of love, compassion, and concern, no empathy in regards to the loss of my children, the loss of my livelihood, my physical ailment, and my wife a little son. Ain't nobody is addressing the issues at hand. Y'all gonna come out preaching to me. I don't want to hear all that preaching, okay? I know what you know. And said, y'all just a whole lot of blowhards, Job says. Or what provokes you that you answer? In verse 4, I also could speak as I could do the exact same thing y'all doing. I can come off a blowhard. I can come out with all the answers in the world. But it takes much more than that. Job is making reference to just simply pontificate. I'm sick of reading. And I know God, and I know Jesus, and I don't know all that, Jesus. But I do know the Elohim. I do know we ought to flock ourselves together. I do know we ought to show empathy, compassion, and love for one another to maintain that cohesiveness as a flock. And Job is quite making reference to that in some regard. He said, I could do all the talking like y'all doing a whole lot of talk, but y'all ain't showing no action. Y'all ain't showing no love. And he says, if your soul were in my soul, if your feet was in my shoes. See, we need to stop coming off pontificating and put your feet in a lot of say, why them brothers, they always doing something, they getting locked up and whatnot, they getting locked down. Yom Suf used to be like that. Okay? Let's keep it real. We're born into captivity. We're regimentated. We're restricted. And everything has been socially engineered and are conditioned to keep us on the low end of the spectrum. So sometimes we have to put our feet in other people's shoes to understand that dynamics. If your soul were in my soul's place, I could heap a word against you. I can come out with a whole lot of talk. If your feet were in my shoes and shake my head at you, Job said, I can do I can come at y'all pontificating, act like I got all the sense in the world, all self-righteous. I can come off like that too. But he's suggesting, inferring, and implying that ain't me. That's not what I'm gonna do. That's why y'all say Job is a righteous man. I'm not gonna come at y'all like that. We need to learn how to come at one another. And in verse 5, But Job said, here's what I would do if I were in y'all's situation, and it was you that were in the situation I'm in. But I would string you with my mouth. I would tear you down. I would lift you up. I would encourage you. I would motivate you. I would push you in the right direction, so to speak. And the comfort of my lip will relieve your grief. I'm going to give you some comfort by virtue of my word. I'm not come out waking up, realizing I'm an Israelite. So it's time to get on other Israelites behind. It's time to make them feel better than what they already feel, the dynamic and the situation they're in. They've been socially engineered, enhanced, and conditioned. They're minimized. They don't have a whole lot of nothing. And I'm going to just come down hard on them. Well, no. Job is saying something quite different. Job said, if my shoes were in your sandals, so to speak, I would come at you I would understand your dynamic. I would understand I'm nothing without you, and you're nothing without me. That's why we flock together, or ought to. And so, Job says in verse 6, though I speak, my grief is not relieved. Though I'm coming at you like I'm coming at you, I don't get no comfort in the way I'm coming at you. And he says, and if I remain silent, how am I eat? Now, if I just keep my mouth closed and y'all stepping on my sandal, how am I gonna get some sort of relief from this? And y'all dead to the wrong. No, it ain't gonna happen like that. Okay? That's what Job is saying. But now, in verse 7, he has worn me out. He said, Yah has worn me out. I'm worn out. I done lost my children. Y'all didn't understand that. I done lost my livelihood by virtue of my flock stolen. Y'all didn't understand that. I got these boys from the top of my head to the bottom of my feet. Y'all didn't understand that. My wife is acting a little salty. Y'all didn't understand that. And all thing y'all came with lip service to belittle, insult, and denigrate, just like we're doing these contemporary times for one another. He said, I'm worn out. I'm just worn out. I'm at my wit's end, so to speak. And he says, you have made desolate all my company. Y'all just here, but you ain't good for nothing. It's just empty. It's desolate. Y'all came, but y'all ain't did anything to pick me up. Y'all didn't say anything about trying to find my flocks. Y'all didn't say anything about helping me bury my children. Y'all didn't say anything about somebody having some conversation with my wife. Y'all didn't say anything about giving me some relief on these boys. All y'all came with lip service. He said, I'm worn out. And we should do that to one another. He said, by virtue of what they've done, in verse 8, you have shriveled me up. We shouldn't do that to one another. We shouldn't shrivel each other up. We're all in this boat together by virtue of this captivity and this enhanced social engineering in our conditioning. We should be on the lookout for one another, just like flocks, in the subgroups within maintaining the flock. And as you realize, and if you study with us in time past, you would understand when our ancients came from Medoram and they were going to conquer Canaan. They had some form of flocking together. With 2 tribes, 2.5 tribes were on the other side of Jordan. And the other tribes were going over to conquer the other half of Jordan. The lions came about. And they said, okay, well, we're going to set our family up. We're going to get everything straight. And we're going to come do the thing with you. See, they act like flocks when they need to act like flocks. And they act like lions when they needed to act like lions, not all the time. Praise the Most High. And we need to take interest in one another. Not because we're not a religion. We are a nation under the auspices and control and format of the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's the difference. A lot of you, by virtue of social engineering and conditioning, by virtue of custom polling, mama went to Jerusalem and found Jesus, and introduced by the Nicene Council, and introduced the Roman Catholic Church and the derivatives of Roman Catholic Church religions. You think we're a religion. We're not a religion. We are a nation under the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the creator of all nations. Get it right and learn how to flock together and learn how to love one another. Learn how to, we always said, we love the Most High with all our heart, mind, soul, and strength. Show it. We love our brothers and sisters, as I said. Show it. Don't talk about it. Be about it. Praise the Most High. And Job has made reference. Y'all done came and talking loud and said nothing. Y'all ain't showed me no love. And that shriveled me up. And he said, in verse 8, it is a witness against me, your words. My leanness rise up against me by virtue of your words, and bears witness to my face. In verse 9, he's speaking in reference to Yah. He tears me with his wrath and hates me. And I can only speak for what I know. I know I hadn't did anything wrong, so to speak. So he's speaking in reference to what he knows. And he suspected the Most High hates him. But Job, as my Esau says, has the right string but the wrong yo-yo. He's off the mark. He don't realize he's being tested by the Most High, as a lot of us don't know. He says in reference to Yah, he gashes me with his teeth. My adversary sharpens his gaze on me. My adversary can get at me because Yah ain't with me no more. Job, dear brother, you're going to find out something quite different. Once you go through this, you're going to learn something from this, as we all should learn something from this. And he speaks in reference to his enemies, in his contemporary time, our enemies. They gape at me with their mouth. They strike me reproachfully on the cheek. That's in the contemporary time, our enemies. Yah hadn't left us. Yah hadn't totally forsaken us. But when we go through something, we get through something, we'll learn something. We're learning what our ancients didn't do or should have done that got us universally captured. And we should learn to do better. Learn how to flock together. Learn how to take the group's interest instead of your own self-interest by virtue of social engineering in our conditioning. You better get yours to hell with the rest of them. That ain't how we do it. That ain't how we survive. And if you study with us, you would know this. He says in verse 10, what they do, just what they do, they gather together against me. You understand? You don't understand? I told you about a loosely conglomerate of nation, the last nation, the fourth kingdom. And they will gather themselves together against your behind. And you better believe it. So you need to learn how to gather yourself together for protection, for the group best interests, just like sheep. Because your enemies, they surely have been gathering for this last 400 plus years to keep us socially engineered and confined. And they ain't done yet. And you better believe it. Stop with the nonsense and study the information that the Most High left for you in order to improve and enhance you and help you gather yourself together as a nation. Praise the Most High. And Job made reference to our enemies gather themselves against us. Job says in verse 11, Yah has delivered me to the ungodly. And certainly he has, by reference of our disobedience to the Most High. Not Job, but us, our ancients. That's why we pray for our ancients, or we should. But that being said, Yah hadn't totally forsaken us. Praise the Most High. But Job understand the dynamics of Yah. He said, yeah, because he don't understand what's really going on. And Job said, had delivered me to the ungodly. Simply be tested, Job not knowing this, and turn me over to the hand of the wicked, for us, to whoop our behinds. And we need a behind whooping. Our ancients need a behind whooping. We need a behind whooping. And by the looks of it, contemporary speaking, we need some more behind whooping. It's true. I said this in love. I said this in the sense of a national interest. I say this in the sense of the interest of the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All praises be unto his name. And I say this in reference to Job. And in verse 11, Job says, in reference to Yah, and turn me over to the hands of the wicked. And surely, in our case, it should suffice to help us turn back to the Most High, away from idolatry. But this is not the case of Job. He's simply being tested. And in verse 12, Job says, I was at ease. He was comfortable, but he has shattered me. Just like a lot of us are comfortable in his captivity. And I pray to the Most High shatters us, because we're too selfish, self-centered, and self-deluded. We have no idea how to form a nation. We have no idea the love for a nation, our widows, our orphans, our women, our children. Thus, we have become a mockery and a monstrosity. It shouldn't be that way. We should be something quite different. Those sheep flock together, the best interest of the flock, the nation, the national, even subgroups of sheep flocking together to maintain the national interest, as we should be doing. Instead of getting on the food book, acting a damn fool, cussing, fussing, and fighting, showcasing and show shining like a bunch of, I ain't gonna call them. We need to stop it. But I like Job. And Job made it quite clear, I was comfortable. But Yah has shattered me. He also has taken me by the neck and shaken me to pieces. That's true, Job. Loss of wife, he didn't lose his wife, she's acting salty. His children are dead, all of his children. He's lost his livelihood. We can understand that from a contemporary perspective, right? And he has physical elements from the top of his head to the bottom of his feet. We can understand that. High blood pressure, diabetes. We can understand that. We can empathize with that, or we should. But Job hadn't did anything, as my Esau says. Job has the right string, but the wrong yo-yo. But in our case, contemporarily speaking, we got the right string and the right yo-yo. Our ancients forsook the Most High, and we continue to forsake the Most High. Our ancients forsook the Most High for idolatry. We continue to forsake the Most High for idolatry. Our ancients didn't gather themselves together in the end, and some of us certainly are not trying to gather ourselves together now. And so, Job says, Yah has set me up for his target, something to play with. And Job says in verse 13, his archers surround me. He pierced my heart and does not pity. He poured out my gall on the ground. In verse 14, he breaks me with wound upon wound, those boars. He runs at me like a warrior. He's in a state of pain by virtue of those boars, and this psychological traumatized pain by virtue, and his physical pain also along with those boars, the loss of his livelihood, and the traumatization he's going through by the loss of his children, the death of his children, and his wife is not being supportive, acting a little salty. And in verse 15, Job says, I have sewn sackcloth over my skin and laid my head in the dust. I'm totally humble. My face in verse 16 is flushed by weeping. As in our case, should be the case. Our women should be crying out to the Most High, not comfortable for kibbles and bits, dog food of our enemies. For any little, and looking at our young men by virtue of local, national, and international television shows, how our young men are running amok without the Most High. Our young women are running amok without the Most High. Our elders, some of them, they're missing in action. Our men and women missing in action. That's why our children are running a household and they're running a hot mess. Because they don't know the structure of a flock, the interest of a nation. The subgroups of a flock has the best interest of a nation. And Job says in verse 16, my face is flushed from weeping. As I made reference, our sisters should be flushed from weeping, not voting, not wearing placards, my life matter. They know they matter. It doesn't matter to them. It should matter to you that you learn how to flock together, learn to love anything that remotely looks like you instead of hating anything that remotely looks like you and mistreating and abusing it and killing and sometimes writing a rap song about it and making $1 million. And Job says in verse 16, and on my ideas, it's a shadow of death. I've never had that experience, but I've heard experiences that people have when they're facing death. I've seen people die that I care about. It's not a good look. I suspect Job, it wasn't a good look. And in verse 17, although no violence is in my hand, Job is saying, I ain't did anything to nobody, but all this dirt coming on me. And a lot of y'all need to stop stepping the people the wrong way, thinking you know everything like those fair weather friends. And Job made reference to, I ain't did nothing to nobody. My hands ain't dirty. But truth be told, all our hands are dirty by virtue of this universal captivity. But Job is making a valid point. But yet these friends coming at me sideways. And my prayer is pure. I'm praying sincerely and seriously to the Most High. I'm not a hypocrite. If I was a hypocrite, Job said, I'd make it right with the Most High. But I'm not a hypocrite, and I don't understand none of this. They don't understand. I certainly don't understand it. Because I'm the one experiencing this. And in verse 18, he said, Job says, O earth, do not cover my blood, and let my cry have no resting place. I want an answer. Don't cover me up in the dirt. I want an answer. And in verse 19, surely even now my witness is in heaven. He's not relying on human beings. Although we should flock together and love one another, your reliance should be on Yom Sufar Reef. I can't do a damn thing for you. Your reliance should be on the God of Abraham as mine, Isaac and Jacob, as yours. And that is what Job is making reference to. I'm not relying on these fair weather friends. They think they know everything. They come out blowhards. They don't know what they're talking about. So I'm not going to trust in human beings. I'm certainly not going to trust in our enemies. I'm not going to vote every 2 years. I'm not going to vote every 4 years. I'm not going to wear placards. What I'm going to do, I'm going to trust in the Most High. I'm going to cry out to the Most High just like he mandated for us to do. That's what I'm going to do. As all of us, as Job is doing. And my prayer is pure. And he says in verse 19, surely even now my witness is in heaven. That's who I rely on. Yeah. And my evidence is on high. That's who I like. That's who has all the evidence. Yeah. Who cares what people say? What people say doesn't matter because it doesn't mean nothing when it comes to you and your private relationship with the Most High. If it's not of a public venue that somebody can publicly make accusation against you, who cares what people think? It doesn't matter because it doesn't mean anything. As long as you solidify that relationship with the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, as all of us should be, as far as Job is concerned. And he says in verse 20, speaking about humans, my friends scorn me. My eyes pour out tears to Yah. He said, in spite of my friends demeaning me, denigrating me, putting me down, I'm not crying out to them. I'm crying out to Yah, as we all should be doing. And in verse 21, oh, that one might plead for a man with Yah. Oh, that I could have a lawyer for this situation, so to speak, and plead with the Most High for me. Unbeknownst to Job, he is pleading in the right way. He's not aware of it yet. As a man pleads for his neighbor. In verse 22. For when a few years are finished, men are here today and gone tomorrow. Who cares what people think? You should only care what Yah thinks. Yam Suf should only care what Yah thinks. Katriel should only care what Yah thinks. The Sonya should only care what Yah thinks. And we should solidify our relationships with one another by virtue of our love, compassion, and humanity toward one another, and gathering ourselves together and working within the constructs and confines of that. And making sure the national interest is your interest. But yet, all that being said, thy confidence and trust in the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, as should be, as need be, as warranted. And the evidence speaks for itself in our regard, contemporarily speaking. Turn on your local, national, and international station. You'll see what we're doing outside the confines of the Most High. Job stayed within the confines, and he didn't understand. We have the Most High word, and we simply don't want to understand because we don't want to study. And Job says, I should go the way of no return. And certainly that is the case if you didn't have the Elohim who redeems, who restores, and so on and so forth. The hope of man without the Most High is Sheol. The hope of man without the Most High is a place of no return. Here today, gone tomorrow. Job understands this. Fellow students, do you understand this? Praise the Most High and bless his holy name. Nasanya, may the Most High bless you. Esau, my lovely Esau, daughter of Zion. Do you have any comments in our commentary?
No, none at all. None at all.
Okay.
All praise. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Nasanya. All praise. Brother Katria, my friend, fellow elder, and elder on the council, you have the mic.
No comment, Yasu.
Thank you, brother. Well, that concludes our studies for the day. No, they don't conclude. That concludes my presenting the studies for the day. Brother Katria will present the studies in closing for the day. That's Shariah, chapter 11, the desolation of Israel. Praise Yah. Brother Katria, you have the mic.
All praise to the Holy One of Israel. Here for another lesson in the history of our people through the prophet Zechariah, chapter 11. And in the chapter 11 of the book of Zechariah, we know that our people rejected Yah, and he brought judgment on them. Chapter 11 spells out that judgment. Praise Yah.
Praise Yah.
Open your doors, O Lebanon, so that the fire may devour your cedars. Well, you cypress trees, for the cedars have fallen. The majestic trees have been ravaged. Well, you oaks of Bashan, for the impenetrable forest has been felled. Listen to the wailing of the shepherds, for their majesty has been destroyed. Listen to the roar of the lions, for the dense thickets of the Jordan have been ravaged. So when we do wrong, we affect everything in nature, even the land and the animals as well. Thus saith Yah, my Elohim. He's talking to the prophet Zechariah. Be a shepherd to the flock destined for the slaughter. Those who buy them kill them and go unpunished, while those who sell them say, Blessed be Yah, for I have become rich. Even their own shepherds feel no pity for them. And it's the same thing with our situation today, with our leaders. They don't care about the people. They just care about power and money and power. That's all they really care about, the shepherds of today. I will no longer have pity on the inhabitants of the earth. Let me read that again. The Most High says, I will no longer have any pity for the inhabitants of the earth, says Yah. Rather, I will deliver each one of them into the power of his neighbor or into the clutches of the king. They will devastate the earth, and I will not deliver anyone from their hands. Yah's taking a hands-off policy. He's leaving us to our own devices, but he's putting judgment in there too. And so I became a shepherd, says the prophet Zechariah, of the flock that was destined to be slaughtered by the sheep dealers. I took 2 staffs, one of which was named Favor, and the other one of which I named Unity. And that's what a shepherd should have, favor, and he should be the one that unites the flock. And I pasteurized the sheep myself. In a single month, I got rid of the 3 shepherds. However, I soon lost patience with the flock, and they detested me. So you can't lead a people who don't want to be led. Our people didn't want to hear Yah's word, which is why they didn't listen to the prophets. They chose the leaders that catered to what they wanted. Just like now, our people like to go to church on Sunday and get spiritually lifted up. They don't really want to hear the truth. They just want to get spiritually lifted up on Sunday. And that's what these leaders do. They get them spiritually wound up while not teaching the truth or the word of Yah. And then the people give them all their money. And that's what the people want. And you see that the prophet Zechariah is fed up with the people because they don't want a true leader that's leading them in the way that Yah would have us be led. Zechariah said, finally I said, I will not be your shepherd any longer. What is to die? Let it die. What is to be destroyed? Let it be destroyed. Those who are left can devour one another. And it seems like we're still doing that today, devouring one another, not looking for the way out. Then I took my staff, Favor, and snapped it in 2. Why? Because why have a staff with favor when the people don't really want it? Thereby annulling the covenant I had made with all the people. Therefore, it was annulled on that day. And the dealers who were watching me realized that this was the word of Yah. I said to them, if it seems right to you, give me my wages. If not, then forget about it. Then they weighed out my wages, 30 pieces of silver. So in other words, he hired himself out as a shepherd to these owners of these sheep. And he symbolically was a shepherd over them. And he wanted his wages. However, Yah said to me, throw it into the treasury, the pricely sum at which they valued my efforts. Therefore, I took the 30 pieces of silver and threw them into the treasury of the house of Yah. Then I broke my second staff, Unity. And it seemed that the staff of unity is still broken because we can't unite. We don't want to unite. We don't want to get together like the flock, the sheep of Yah, Yah's flock. That staff of unity he broke in half, annulling the ties of brotherhood between Yehuda and Israel. And that's a spiritual effect that's still in effect because we can't just seem to get it together. We just don't seem to want to unite in the right way. Therefore, thereupon, Yah said to me, take once again the equipment of a worthless shepherd. For I am now going to raise up a shepherd in the land who have no concern for those who are perishing, nor go off in search of the stray, nor heal the injured, nor nourish those who survive, but who will eat the meat of the fat animals, tearing off even their hoofs. Woe to the worthless shepherds who abandons his flock May the sword fall upon his arm and upon his right eye. Let his arm be completely withered and his right eye be totally blinded. And with these shepherds out here today leading out people, they have no power in their arms, and they definitely can't see because they're not leading our people in the right direction, nor are they lifting our people up out of the condition that we find ourselves in. So pretty accurately, it describes our situation because our leaders haven't done anything for us. We haven't really done anything for our leaders. We choosing the wrong leaders, and it's a vicious cycle. So we have to break out of it and seek Yah, our true shepherd. Praise Yah and bless his holy name.
Praise Yah. Bless his holy name. Nasanya, do you have any comments or commentary on what Brother Cottrell shared with us today?
No, that was well put. I mean, it was so self-explanatory. I really appreciate that, man.
Thank you, Nasanya. We really appreciate it. And I don't have anything to add to what Brother Cottrell said. And some of you may think Brother Cottrell and I, we synchronize these studies. We go over it. We don't synchronize these studies. The Most High synchronizes these studies. And so that's why they come out quite poignant and clear. And so you can understand the dynamics. So praise the Most High. Thank you, Brother Cottrell. Brother Cottrell, do you have anything in addition to add?
We have to be careful in the leaders that we choose. Most High told us to choose men of God, men that hate unjust gain, and men of truth. And there's not too many leaders out there today that are men of God, men of truth, and men that hate unjust gain. Seems like our leaders hate the truth, and they all out for unjust gain. So we need Yah to intervene to send forth the leaders that's going to lift our people up out of the condition that we're in, especially the elders. The elders need to step forth in these days and time to give wise counsel to our people so that we can be ordered in a way that the Most High wants us to be ordered. Not only does he want us to be like flock, which we are, but he wants us to be wise as the ant. Ants look out for each other, and all other species do the same thing. We have to be on that higher wisdom like the rest of creation, pretty much. Praise Yah.
Praise Yah. Well, fellow students, Nasanya has done her job, and she's done a fabulous job at it, being an administrative show. Aisha. Brother Cottrell and I, we've done our job, our due diligence and more obligations as elders of the nation. We've been humble, we've been truthful, and we've exercised love in our depiction of the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and certainly our love that we should have toward one another. But we can do no more ourselves in this regard. It's incumbent upon each of you to do something for yourselves. As Michael Jackson once alluded to in song, I'm starting with the man and our woman in the mirror, asking them to change their ways. Change your ways. You can't fix anything. You can't fix the enemy. You can't fix their land, but you can work on you. You can work together on you. Praise the Most High. That being said, it's incumbent upon each of us to do something for the best interest and welfare of the nation, starting with ourselves. Brother Cottrell, Nasanya, and I, we've shared the Most High word with you. That's up to you to meditate on Yah's word. It'll ring clear to you if you love the Most High. It's up to you to trust in the Most High word. It will ring clear to you if you love the Most High word. You must cling to the Most High word. It'll ring clear to you if you love the Most High. You see, the Most High word is going to work in spite of us, irregardless of us. But individually speaking, it's much more beneficial for you if you utilize it. It works if you work it. Praise the Most High and bless his holy name. I will ask Nasanya, do she have any closing remarks and comments? Then I will ask Brother Cottrell, do he have any closing remarks and comments? And I will ask Brother Cottrell to close us out for the night. Nasanya, you have the mic.
Thank you, Yonsu. No, shalom, shalom, and good night, family.
Thank you, Nasanya. Brother Cottrell, you have the mic.
May the Most High blessing be with us. We love y'all, family. Shalom and good night.
Thank you, brother. We love y'all, family. Shalom and good night.
By the way, where the paths meet, she stands beside the gates at the entry of the city. At the coming in at the doors, she cries aloud, unto you, O men, I call, and my voice is to the sons of men. O ye thoughtless, understand prudence, and ye fools, be ye of an understanding heart. Hear, for I will speak excellent things, and the opening of my lips shall be right things. What could I do? Wisdom calling me over here, over there. Seems like everywhere. In your heart, in the night, in your heart. Ooh, yeah. In the night, I just can't do without it. Of old, I was set up from everlasting from the beginning, or ever the earth was. The fear of Yah is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the All-Holy is understanding. But by me thy day
days shall be multiplied, and the years of thy life shall be increased. That's all that's been on my mind. Hey, I just can't do without it. No, can't do without it, can't do without it. And that's all that's been on. Oh yeah. Said I want you. Now therefore, I need you. Ye children, hearken unto me. Stay with me. For happy are they that keep my ways. Hear instruction and be wise and refuse it not. Happy is the man that hearkeneth to me. Watching daily at my gates, waiting at the posts of my doors. For whoso findeth me findeth life and obtaineth favor of Yah. But he that misseth me wrongeth his own soul. All they that hate me love death. Love death. Love death.